All right, our trip starts number 2. We are going to Lake of the Ozarks. We've got an hour in already. Yesterday, I didn't record anything. One of the few times I ever get on the water and don't record anything. It rained on me way longer than it said it was. It rained on me for like 4 or 5 hours. So, yeah, that Gill rain suit came in handy for sure. And then caught a couple while it was raining. Then it got slow, caught 1 or 2. Then at the end of the day, caught 3 or 4, caught 1 big smallmouth. So I figured a little stuff out, sort of, but it wasn't great. I'm sure everything's going to change by the tournament. It's 3 weeks away or something like that, and it's probably going to cool off and do some things. Like, it's going to change. But still, there's one thing, and I don't know if I'm going to talk about it. I'll talk about it after the tournament, and we'll see if things change. But I'm just, remember this, that I don't know what they're doing, but there's a group of fish, I don't know what they're doing. I assume they're in the lake, I don't know, but something really interesting, and I'll talk about that later. So now, head to the Lake of the Ozarks, had to stop by Academy and get some, like, they didn't even have Academy needs to start carrying drop shot weights. They had like 1 drop shot weight and it was like that big. So I got, like, y'all gotta look at this. Maybe I'll find some more, but I got like old school drop shot weights. Like, I don't even know if you can call them drop shot weights. I guess they are. I'll just have to tie them. Like, I don't care. And then I have to repair one of my spinning rods because I closed the lid on it and broke the biggest. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might take one off of an old rod and put it on there, but I might be using this rod a lot. I used it the whole time and never broke off. It just, the plastic part came off the ring. So I got that to do today. I'm not gonna get on the water. I won't even get there till it says 4:30, so it'll probably be 5 by the time I stop and get gas and eat some more. So that's where going on. Lake of the Ozarks. Here we come. Oh, maybe tonight is what I'm going to do. Or maybe in this video when I get there. I'm going to talk about a little video I saw today on TikTok. And I try not to bring anybody up, but I just want to bring up, it's not negative. It's not positive either, but I want to bring it up because I just think maybe, and maybe I know why he's doing it, but maybe he's looking at all this stuff all wrong. Right? And then he gets other people looking at it all wrong, and I don't know. Maybe he wants to do it like this because he gets views. I'm not sure. But I sure don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like this. So I'm going to bring some positivity back to fishing. Hopefully this evening I'll do a video on it. All right, stay tuned. Well, I just made it here. Got here at 5 o'clock. Took me 8 hours, which cut down the trip. Usually it's an 11-hour drive. But since I left from Dallas, from kind of south of Texoma, it still took me an hour to get to Texoma. I got here a little bit quicker than I normally would. I'm very excited to go. I want to get out there. I'm glad I'm not out there today. It's a Saturday. I got 2 things I want to talk about. Okay. One about a video. I said I've decided to talk about the video I watched this morning before I left. And then I drove over Osage Beach. And if y'all have never been here, if you get beautiful weather and I looked down and it was like 88 degrees, I was like, oh, it's going to be bad out there. And there were just boats running through the glaze, running underneath the bridge. It was wild. So you don't really want to be out there on a Saturday at this time of the day. Hopefully, I don't know if the Chiefs play tomorrow, but if the Chiefs play tomorrow, and if they play around noon to 3, it might not be that bad or something like that, right? But usually Sundays aren't as bad as Saturdays. So hopefully everyone probably get drinking a little bit. They don't want to get out there early in the morning. That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see. I can still kind of stay away from them. I'll just stay off the main river. Okay. I watched a video. You'll probably know who I'm talking about, but I never talk about him exactly. But I will say this. He talked about something on there. And here's the thing. I don't want to say I agree with him sometimes, but there's things that I think about too. He made a video about, like, where does all this money come from all these people that live on, like, Lake of the Ozarks? I'm going to tell you, it's wild money. It is. I've thought about it every single time I'm here. I look at these boats. No one's actually up here on the no one's up here on the weekend. Like all these homes are like nicer than most of the people I know. And they're weekend homes. And we're over there trying to like buy a bass boat with a motor on it. And they've got like 4 of these motors on the back of their freaking whatever boat they own that they take out, I don't even know if maybe once a year, who knows? I don't even know what they do. It is wild to think about the amount of money in some of these places, and this place is like massive. So it's like you could spend probably a week driving around this entire lake trying to look at every boat dock, and you probably couldn't do it. So it is pretty wild. So I do think about that. Now, the problem is this guy kind of goes negative to a degree, right? He goes so negative that sometimes it's hard to you can't just go negative all the time, right? I try not to go negative on my channel very much. I talk about certain things at times, but try to be positive about some things. And here's what I realized is he took a negative stance on that, right? Which isn't a big deal. But then he went into about Lake of the Ozarks. And it was weird because I made a video about the lake I was fishing yesterday, about how it's changed and about how all these lakes are changed, and that it is what it is. I wish it could go back to the way it was, but I don't even know why it changed. The lakes have changed. Okay. He talked about you used to be able to go do this and go do that, and I don't know if it's live scope. I don't think it's live scope on most of these lakes. I don't know what's happened, but the lakes changed. I don't know if they've always changed, if these lakes change every 10 to 15 years anyways. And so we're just not accustomed to we're seeing lakes change, and we can't live 70 years and be fishing 70 years. So we're seeing them change in the 15 to 20 years we're fishing. And then 20 years from now, younger guys are going to be saying the same thing. And so either way, it's this weird take of it's always negative. I'm yeah, it's not better, but we're tournament fishermen and we want to catch fish. And so change with it. And it's it's always this negative outlook. I don't want to say victim mentality, but it's the woe is me, the sky's falling type deal. And I don't try to do that on YouTube. I don't want to be that guy on YouTube that complains about stuff. I talked about it changing. So I made that video before this video ever even came out. I talked about that video yesterday about the lake changing, and I had to adjust. I'm not going to sit there and... Sorry, a chipmunk caught my eye. I saw it. I saw something moving around down here, and they're so fast. We don't have chipmunks where we live, down there in Texas, or not where I'm from. I've never seen one. I know they get in. No, I really only see them in Oklahoma. I really only see them in Oklahoma and North. I'm sure there's some around Texas somewhere, but I've never seen them in South Texas. Anyways, stupid chipmunk caught my attention. The whole point of this, I don't know, maybe the whole point of YouTube is just to do whatever you want to do. Sometimes that's what I do as well. But I'm trying to tell y'all, okay, rather than complaining about the lake so much, and then it would just be stupid of me to be you know what, this is how I've always caught him, and I'm just going to keep doing it. No, so I told y'all, I had a totally different outlook. And I was trying to give y'all that outlook. And to be honest with you, people don't like those videos. It's not going to get watched very much. It's not going to get very many views. You can go watch it. It's not going to get viewed a lot. Even though I think so many people are going out there trying to make the same things happen over and over again, and then expecting a different result. And so I don't do that. I'm trying to show y'all that even with me, I'm always adapting and trying to change. I don't know why the lakes aren't fishing the same way. I know this lake, every year it keeps getting worse on the way I like to fish, and I'm going to go practice a different way. I might do horrible in this event. I don't know. Right? It sucked too, because when I first figured out this pattern, I just didn't know enough places. And the next year I was so ready for it. And like, I did really good in the event. And then I've kind of been up and I made quite a few checks up here. I think I missed last year's check. I tried to do I tried to be stubborn about it and try to just go fish I tried to do both. This year I'm going to go do something different. I'm going to keep changing, and I might do the worst I've ever done. I don't know, but I'm certainly not going to sit there and go, well, this is how I've caught them in the past. It's getting worse every year, and I'm going to go try it some more, and I'm just going to stick with it, and then have that mentality, and then get mad about it and complain about it. I mean, I'm in the business of fishing tournaments, not complaining. So I'm just going to try to adapt and keep catching them and figure different ways out. If that's live scope, it's live scope. I don't think live scope will look the same next year in some of these events. I think most of my events I'm fishing, I have a thought that MLF's going to do something different with live scope next year. Still going to have it. I think it's going to have a little tweak to it, and I'll adjust to that. Like, I'm actually looking like it'll be interesting. Like, all these tournaments change. Like, the rules change to a degree on off limits and no off limits and off limits rules and information rules. I'm gonna get into the information thing about there's been a couple DQs lately. There's been a couple DQs this whole year. There's some things that I've just got to throw out there that I'm kind of sick of hearing from guys and from people in the comments that I'm going to go do that video. I'm going to do that video and share with y'all that while I'm going to try to do updates on this while I'm here every day. And yeah, just I think it would be just much more well received sometimes instead of crying about things. I don't want to say crying about things, instead of complaining about things, then like offer solutions. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, is offer y'all solutions on how to adjust to these things, because they're changing. I don't think we're going to change anything about it. So let's like try to adjust and figure it out. Figure out how to catch some fish. That's what I'm doing. I don't know if people are swimming down there. I'm not on the water. I got woods in the way. I don't know if people are swimming or fish are exploding, or it's just giant waves hitting. Probably just giant waves hitting. That's what I would guess. All right, I got to go figure out how to do the spinning rod, and let's go fish Lake of the Ozarks some more. Let's go. I don't know what we're going to go do, but we're going to go have some fun. I promise. This lake is awesome. All right, see y'all.